let's get crypto. So Ansylla Ramsey will be the one to put you through this particular program, because it's going to be a weekly program where you will be understanding how cryptocurrency works. And Ansylla is an expert in this field. She is an enthusiast too. She's an innovator. So she'll be talking about cryptocurrency, and she is based in the United States of America. So Ansylla, welcome to Crime News Extra.
Thank you so much, Lee. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So our audience are expectant, so they are looking at what you come with, these new programs. This is the first episode, so I know it is loaded.
Yes, it's going to be kind of just a brief overview to give people a basic understanding of cryptocurrency. I am indeed an enthusiast, but I wouldn't call myself an expert. But I do see the importance of cryptocurrency, and I am hoping that everyone will get involved as soon as possible because it is definitely changing the global economy.
Interesting. This program, this is the first edition, so you have to carry on and know how you go about it and educate people about, people are expectant about what it is, because of, people have been hearing about cryptocurrency, hearing about blockchain, they don't really understand it. So this is an interesting program and an opportunity for them to learn more about it.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's a big part of why more people aren't involved is because there is a fear of the unknown. So that's why hoping to help people to understand or to get over that initial fear is just to give a brief and simple understanding. You don't have to understand every little thing about how crypto works to get involved because, there are few people really who do understand that. But when you think about it, we have so many things that we use that we don't know how they work, like our iPhones or even the internet or airplanes. We have no idea how that stuff works, but we use it all the time. So we need to approach crypto with that same concept. Don't be afraid of it because you don't understand it completely. Get enough understanding so that you can get involved and benefit and profit from it. Awesome. So I'm going to do a screen share. I have some slides I want to share with everyone. So we're going to get started with our presentation. Okay, fantastic. So I want to welcome everyone to Cryptocurrency Simplified. I also want to thank Coin News Extra for inviting me to their platform to share this important information. As I mentioned, it is so vital that we get into the cryptocurrency space as soon as possible because things are changing. We see, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in the US, we have a serious cash shortage. More and more businesses are only requesting digital payments. And many people in this space speculate that this lack of cash and this desire for digital payments will only lead to next the desire for digital money. And that's exactly what cryptocurrency is. So let's dive right in. First and foremost, I do want to express this disclaimer. This is for information purposes only. This is not intended to be investment advice. I am not a financial advisor. You should seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. I am, however, passionate to share with others what I have learned about cryptocurrency. So just a little bit about me. I am indeed a crypto enthusiast and educator. However, I was a natural hairstylist and international educator for about 17 years, which I loved. But in my quest for more freedom to be able to earn income from anywhere in the world without being tied to the chair in my salon to earn income, exchanging my hours for dollars, that quest has led me to cryptocurrency, and it has indeed changed my financial situation. So I've been free. I've had this freedom since 2017 when I closed my hair salon. And again, tried different options, but I am at a place now that I work from home or I can work from anywhere. Home right now because we can't really be anywhere else, but I can earn income from anywhere in the world. All I need is my phone and internet access. So why am I so passionate about cryptocurrency? If you are on Facebook, I just ask you to do a hashtag search of I Spy Crypto. With that search, you'll see all the many ways cryptocurrency is infiltrating our mainstream systems and our daily lives. many of which a lot of people aren't aware of just because they're not in that space. So I've created this hashtag, and people have shared different posts with me, and you can see how crypto is everywhere, just many of us aren't noticing it. So when you have a few minutes, go to Facebook and hashtag search I Spy Crypto, and you'll see the countless examples of how cryptocurrency is becoming part of our everyday lives. So now I'm talking primarily, of course, to people who live in the US. Unfortunately, I can't share an experience in other countries, but in the US, there was a time when our only options for payment were cash and check. Who remembers that? Who remembers actually standing in the grocery store line waiting for someone to complete and sign a check? So we don't really see that anymore, because in the 80s and 90s, bank account holders started getting letters like this from their banks. Dear Mr. or Mrs. Account Holder, enclosed you will find your new ATM card. You will receive a PIN, a personal identification number, under separate cover. Now, did the bank ask your permission and say, well, do you mind using this card? Or can we create a card for you to now use and access your funds at the ATM machine? Of course they didn't. And some people said, I am never going to use that machine. So what happened to those people? Do you think they're using their debit cards and ATM machines? Absolutely, because this is how it works. Changes happen that affect everyone. Nobody can stop it. The best thing we can do is to keep up so we can function in society. So credit cards and subsequently debit cards were just the beginning of us being able to do money digitally. But now we have even more options, right? We have PayPal, we have Cash App, we have Venmo, there's Zelle, and several different others. So though these options have certainly made life easier, they're still tied to cash and the banking system, a system where many of us have spending limits, cash withdrawal limits, even limits on how we can use our funds regardless of how much we have in our account. But I'm happy to say that it is a new day. Now we have a new way of using digital money, and that's cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is indeed the future of money. But what is it? In simple terms, it's a type of digital or virtual money. It serves as ordinary money, dollars, pounds, euros, yen, etc., but it has no physical counterparts. There's no banknotes, no coins that can be carried around. It only exists in electronic form. So if you can keep that in mind, it makes the understanding of cryptocurrency a lot simpler. It's like using a Cash App or a PayPal, but it's not tied to your bank account. It's just digital money. Okay? So you can't put it under your mattress. You can't put it in your purse. It's stored in an electronic wallet. Now I want to share with you a brief video that I really like because it simplifies and explains how cryptocurrencies work very, very easily.
When you want to buy something normally, using your normal bank card, this is what happens. I give my card details to the shop. The shop asks the bank if I'm good for the money. The bank checks its records to see if I've got enough in my account. If I do, it lets the shop know. It updates its records to show the movement of money from my account to the shop's. Oh, and it takes a little time. There's trouble. Now, if you wanted to remove the bank from that system, who else would you trust to keep those records and not alter them or cheat in any way? Well, I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust you. In fact, I wouldn't trust any single person, but I might trust everyone. The idea is you don't have a central record of transactions. Instead, you distribute many, many copies of this ledger around the world. Each owner of each copy records every transaction. So, to buy something using cryptocurrency, I give the shop my details. The shop asks all the bookkeepers if I'm good for the money. The bookkeepers all check their records to see if I have enough. If I do, they tell the shop and then all update their records to show the movement of money. So there's no way that a forged transaction can make it in. If I try to alter a ledger, it won't match all of the other copies, and it gets rejected. Oh, and one of them, at random, will be given a reward of some newly created cryptocurrency. This is how cryptocurrencies work. And remember, all of these bookkeepers, all of these ledgers, they're not actually people, they're computers. Lots of computers.
Okay, I hope you found that video helpful. I think that it's really clever how they present the concept of cryptocurrencies, just showing you that that network of computers he talks about keeps the possibility of fraudulent transactions from happening. And that network of computers is called blockchain. We have someone something in the chat. Let me take a peek before we move on. Oh, great. I'm so glad that's helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Katina. So if you guys have other questions or other feedback, please put it in the chat. We'll check periodically, make sure everyone's keeping up. And we will have Q&A at the end of the presentation. So write your question down if you make sure you don't forget it so we can come back to it, okay? So blockchain. Blockchain is a distributed ledger that stores digital data. Each participant gets a copy and the opportunity to confirm new data. So this is what makes blockchain so powerful. This is the technology that people are so excited about that backs cryptocurrency. You have a way to transact business that is secure, that is unchangeable, that is immutable, that cannot be altered. This is so very powerful. And as a result of blockchain and cryptocurrency, we also have the possibility of executing smart contracts. This, my friends, is gold right now. It's just so, it's offering us so many new financial opportunities. So a smart contract is a self-executing contract with the terms of agreement written into lines of code across a blockchain network. So let's make this even simpler. So it's like an if-then scenario. So if we talk about a traditional contract, so let's say I have a contract with Coin News Extra, and we say, okay, Coin News Extra, if you edit these videos for me, I will then pay you $500, okay? So now if Coin News Extra does their part, and they execute their part of the contract, then it remains up to me to then pay them, and that's how the contract is completed. But of course, in the real world, sometimes people don't do their part. That's what makes contracts difficult. But with a smart contract, that's not an issue. A smart contract would say, okay, Coin News Extra, if you edit these videos for me, I will pay you $500. But with a smart contract, that $500, or we'd have to say Ethereum. So let's say I'll pay you 2 Ethereum. So that 2 Ethereum has to be on the smart contract first. And then once Coin News Extra has proven via the smart contract that the work is done, they automatically receive their 2 Ethereum. So this is how smart contracts are changing the way people do business. Let's do another scenario. There's a smart contract that I'm personally involved in. And the if-then scenario is if any person puts in a minimum of 0.1 Ethereum on this smart contract, then they will receive 1% daily of their deposit. And this is a real smart contract. Can you imagine your bank offering you 1% daily on your deposit? That would never, ever, ever happen. We all know this. But smart contracts make things like this possible. These types of crowdfunding smart contracts where the whole community benefits. And again, it's self-executing. No one has to approve it. No one has to do any processing. It's so simple and straightforward. If you put in Ethereum, you earn 1% daily. This is what smart contracts do. Okay, you guys have any questions, don't forget to jot it down because I want to make sure everyone is clear about what we're talking about. So again, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and smart contracts facilitate many new financial opportunities. So I have set up a website, cryptovibes.com, There you have more information. There are videos to help you get started, because the key to cryptocurrency is not only acquiring, but then increasing. Because the point, at least to me, the point is to have as much cryptocurrency as possible in place for when we do switch over, and cryptocurrency is how we're actually transacting business all the time, how we're getting our groceries, how we're buying our gas, how we're paying our mortgage. We want to acquire as much cryptocurrency as possible. So on cryptovibes.com, there'll be a brief overview video similar to this, but then actually shows you how to get your cryptocurrency and to make it grow. Because what the value of your cryptocurrency is determined by the market. But the quantity is something that you control. So if you can find a way to get a small amount of cryptocurrency, specifically Ethereum, which most smart contracts use Ethereum, then you take that Ethereum or that cryptocurrency and you put it to work so that it grows. And with this smart contract that's talked about on cryptovibes.com, you have no real obligation outside of putting it in the platform. But that's on the website as well. All right. So before we get to our questions, I hear this all the time. Well, Ansylla, before I get involved, I really want to understand more. And believe me, I get it. I understand that, a lack of clarity might hinder someone from getting involved, from taking steps, from taking action. But let's just be real honest right now. Let's just be real honest, okay? How many of us understand every single thing about our bank accounts or our credit cards, our mortgage, or our car financing? Most of us don't, right? Yet we take on these responsibilities without hesitation. We sign that loan agreement, we sign that mortgage. We don't understand every little detail. We know of people who weren't clear on what they were getting into, and then later it cost them dearly. So what I'm saying is, don't hesitate to get involved, because can you explain compound interest or amortization or fractional reserve banking? No, most of us can't, but that does not stop us from using bank accounts, using credit cards. So don't let not having an in-depth understanding of cryptocurrency keep you from getting involved. Get started now. Put that crypto to work, you guys. And I say this so passionately because cryptocurrency has changed my financial situation. It has improved my standard of living. I have less stress. I have less financial worries. And I'm not saying getting crypto is going to solve all your problems, but if we're completely honest with ourselves, so many of our challenges and our sources of stress come from money issues. Agreed? So this is one way that you can alter your financial situation, even with just starting with a small amount of dollars. Okay, so again, this is just our intro episode. We wanted to give a brief overview of cryptocurrency and how it works and how it can help you. But I do want to open the floor for questions and answers. So I'm going to stop share so I can see if anyone has put any questions in the chat. Lee, are we able to also let people unmute themselves and speak, or would you prefer to just keep it in the chat?
Is there anybody that wants to talk?
So if you have a question, you can type it in the chat. Oh, someone did put something in Q&A, or you can also raise your hand if you want to speak. You're welcome to do either. Okay, so we have a question from Cynthia. She says, I want to use crypto as a savings account to start. Is that a viable way to begin? And then when I'm ready to access it, how easy is that? How do I spend it thereafter? That is a great question. Okay, so our first, the first part of what you're saying is using crypto as a savings account, a viable option. Absolutely, because your cryptocurrency, you can just hold it. I mean, if you want to get crypto and hold it in your wallet, secure it. That's another part of our series we'll talk about later. But you want to secure it and just hold it and see if the value goes up, totally fine. And so many people have benefited from holding long term. So yes, that is absolutely a viable option. again, if you want to put some of that cryptocurrency to work, you have these smart contract options where you can deposit your cryptocurrency and it will increase just because you're in this contract. You don't even have to do anything. And how easy is it to access it? You can access it just as easily as you can go online and transfer money from one bank account to the other. You would actually sell it on an exchange in exchange for dollars if you want to use it, and it's deposited directly into your bank account or your PayPal account. It's really easy. We have one question before yours, Alicia, that came in the Q&A. Give me 1 minute. I'll come right back to you. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So could I explain the 1% earn concept again? Absolutely. So there is a smart contract called EtherChain. And it's similar. It's a crowdfunding smart contract. So you guys have heard of GoFundMe and Kickstarter, those kinds of smart contracts. It's I'm sorry, those kind of crowdfunding platforms. It's that same concept. When you have like a Kickstarter, people donate, right, to a cause or an idea with the hope of receiving tangible profits. But with smart contract crowdfunding platforms, when you donate to the platform, everyone benefits, okay? Not just one cause or one idea. So because you get involved in this smart contract, you are receiving 1% of your donation or your deposit every single day. And it's really honestly just that simple. And again, we can have this option because of blockchain and cryptocurrency and smart contracts, because it's all automatic. It's all, I mean, it happens instantly received once you get involved in the smart contract. We'll talk more in depth about that on another part of the series. I hope that's helpful. If it's not, Alicia, please let me know. Katina, what are the tax ramifications? Okay, so right now, well, let me say this first and foremost. I am not a tax professional. I have, of course, met with tax professionals. I actually spoke to, I had a tax professional speak to a group of cryptocurrency enthusiasts like myself. So I would definitely suggest you talk to a tax professional, but talk to a tax professional who understands cryptocurrency. And I'll be honest, that's a bit of a challenge. They're doing better, but you know, it's not really a part of the tax law per se. It's still not finalized, even though there are discussions. So those of you who did your 2019 taxes on time, you saw that there was a question on the tax form this year. Do you own, have you transacted any cryptocurrency transactions, something like that. But there was no request for specific information, because I think that the government's kind of just setting up to start putting some things in place. But what the tax professional I talked to suggested is just make sure you keep good records, because at the point that it is required to give specific information, you want to have everything that you've done ready and available if it's requested from you. So he's just suggested that, you know, if you have an account on the exchange, you're going to have your beginning balance at the beginning of the year, your ending balance at the end of the year, and you can see what you purchased, what you sold. So it's just a matter of keeping good records at this point. I hope that's helpful. Continue to let me know if it's not. And William says, with the instability of our financial markets, how do you translate cryptocurrency if the US dollar fails? Okay, if I'm understanding your question correctly, are you saying that if we come to the point where our US dollars are no longer viable, how do you then get into cryptocurrency? Is that what you mean? Because if that's what you're asking, then that's why I'm encouraging people to get cryptocurrency now. We want to take some of those dollars and get cryptocurrency, because we do see the instability of the financial markets. We see the dollar having less and less value. We see, you know, just with inflation, every day we can get less and less stuff with our dollars. It's just the way it is. And so much of that has to do with the printing of dollars and the fact that it's not backed by anything. You know, there's a whole history as to why the dollar is where it is right now. So that said, I would just suggest getting cryptocurrency now, because it is overall an appreciating digital asset. Most cryptocurrencies have gone up in value significantly since their inception. Whereas the dollar, we have the opposite happening. They're losing value. So as much as you can trade dollars crypto, I say that's the best way to go, in my opinion. I hope that answers your question. Let me know if it doesn't. Okay, let's see. I think that was the last thing. Any other questions? Let me check. There's something over in the chat. Oh, Tisha, how do you start? Do you have to open an account with Coinbase or something similar? Right, exactly. So on the CryptoVibes.com website, there is a little blurb in one of the videos about how to start, but I'm going to give more specifics about that. Yes, the first thing you need to do is to actually acquire cryptocurrency. So you have exchanges like Coinbase and Binance. Crypto.com is an app where you can purchase cryptocurrency. And what they typically require is your basic information and your banking information or your credit card, depending on which platform you go to. So with your credit card, just like you purchase something online from Amazon, you're going to purchase cryptocurrency from one of these exchanges. Once you have that cryptocurrency, then that's when you need to decide if you're going to just hold it, if you're going to become a trader and start trading for profit, or if you're going to get involved in a smart contract where you can put that cryptocurrency in a crowdfunding platform and then increase the quantity of it. Okay? Any other questions? This was great. I appreciate you guys being here. Let me mark that I've answered these questions live so that I don't miss anybody. Okay, I think I got everyone. Any other questions, you guys? Anything else that wasn't clear? You want some more explanation? Lee, did you want to chime in about anything?
Some people are raising their hands. I don't know if
Okay, great.
to ask questions.
Great.
Let me see. Someone, Mitchell is raising hands. Let me see. Mitchell.
Okay, Michelle, you can unmute and ask your question. Hello? Michelle, did you have a question?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right. No problem.
Okay.
Did anyone else have their hands up, Lee?
No other person. No other person.
No other questions? Okay. Well, good, good. I hope everyone has been enlightened and informed. You can reach out to me a couple of ways. You can go to cryptovibes.com, and that's VIBEZ. Let me pull that up so you guys can see that. It's cryptovibes, VIBEZ.com. There we have an introduction overview video about cryptocurrency, but also how to get started to acquire your cryptocurrency and to put it to work. Through that page, you can also send me a message. And if you want to send me an email as well, you can send that to etherchaininfo@gmail. That's ether, ETHER, CHAIN, info@gmail.com. And I'm happy to help however I can. But I certainly appreciate everyone being here. Again, thank you, Lee, for having me on this fantastic platform where you bring so much enlightenment and information about cryptocurrency globally, and it's really needed. What you're doing is so important, so I'm grateful to be here.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. What we are looking at is educate people about the ecosystem so that, many people are not that educated about blockchain and cryptocurrency. So that's why we are happy to have you host this informative program. So for our viewers, our audience, we are so grateful, and we encourage you to join our program next week, same time, same platform. So we are glad to have you. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Ansylla,
thank you again. Thank you, Lee. And I encourage everyone to share with your family, your friends, just to bring this awareness. I know you guys have seen, you go to the store, people aren't giving you change back. There's signs up about there being a shortage of dollars. You guys, this is happening, and it's very real. And the only people who are going to have problems are the ones who aren't prepared. I've seen people posting about, oh, well, we need to, insist to pay cash. Let's just, we know how this goes. Stuff changes. And instead of trying to fight it, why don't we just get ready for it? We have had time to get ready for it. So this is what I'm hoping that you'll take away from this, if nothing else. Get some crypto, even if it's just a little bit. And y'all know we go out on a Saturday and we blow $100 without thinking about it. So just take some of that money that we would normally waste and exchange it for cryptocurrency. All right, that's what I encourage everyone to do, and tell your family and friends to do the same.
Okay, thank you very much for the encouragement. And for our audience, you can also check out our YouTube for the video and also our Facebook handle for this particular program. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you guys very much. Everybody have a fantastic day. Next Tuesday, we'll see you same time, same place.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.